two psychics are talking to each other. So in my mind, you're reading each other's mind right now, right?
The Witch of Moon's Lane presents
How to Witch, bitch.
Welcome to How to Witch, bitch. Michelle, the Witch of Moon's Lane.
Hey, honey. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good.
A very busy month for you.
Yes, very busy. We've got the Fright Nights going on, and we've got the Halloween and lots of fun.
So today on the podcast, we've got a guest from America. Her name is Sunshine the Pinkhead Sober Witch. So she's a psychic medium, a soul healer, spiritual advisor, high priestess, Reiki master, author, and recovering alcoholic. So this is what we're going to talk to her about. It's a bit of a serious one today because she's going to share her story and how witchcraft and magic has helped her through with her recovery. And she's also now helping others to, combine the two. Because I think when you're going through recovery, you need to lean on something. And I think this is going to be a really interesting chat. Now, where are we coming from, Sunshine? Where in the world are you right now?
I'm in my house, which is located in a city called Dearborn, which is just outside of Detroit, Michigan.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, United
Lovely
States.
accent.
Yes, we're just going to sit here and listen to your beautiful voice for a while. You probably will find it hard to understand us with our Australian drawl.
You might.
Now, you are you're a recovering alcoholic and you're also helping witches in recovery. Yeah. So tell us your story. Tell us about you so that we can get an idea of who you are.
Oh, I mean, that's a 46-year-long story. You sure you want me to go into it?
Yeah, let's do it.
I think the couple of highlights that I always like to start with when people ask, I first actively picked up a drink when I was 8 years old. I grew up in an alcoholic household. My father was an alcoholic. There was always rum and Coke. I knew how to make my dad's drink by the time I was like 10 years old. And he would leave half-finished glasses around, and I have this very vague but vivid memory of around 8 years old, seeking that glass out, smelling it, making sure that there was rum in it, and finishing it for him. Throughout, there was 11 years old. I can remember seeking my friends, looking into my friends' parents' liquor cabinets. And by the time I was 16, I was trying to find the friends that drank and drugged. And the wildest part about this is my father was a high functioning. So for me, there was this story that had been created my entire life of kind of that work hard, play hard type of story. And so if you worked really hard and you got everything done, by golly, you deserved that drink at the end of the night. And, that continued throughout my teenage years. It continued in my 20s. But I was very successful in college. I graduated with honors. I got a really phenomenal internship out of college. I stayed with that company. I rose through the ranks. I was nobody that anybody would have thought was an alcoholic, right? I just was. But in my 30s, I found myself in a marriage, and then towards my end 30s, late 30s. I had to admit that the marriage was abusive, emotionally abusive, and I needed to get out of it. So it was only, I think we were married 5 years.
And was he also an alcoholic as well?
Because
it's harder too when you enable one
another.
Yeah,
he had, his story is strange. He was a hypochondriac. He had generalized anxiety disorder. There was about a year in our relationship that he basically refused to leave the house. And he had problems with drinking, but his hypochondria, right, was so bad that he would control and restrict his drinking around it.
Okay.
Right? So it wasn't apparent. I didn't know what addiction and truly what alcoholism was until after, right? And so, and I'll share this because it's been on my mind. In 2006, I left him in 2015, and in 2016, I made the decision and went through quite a long process to get there, but I actually had weight loss surgery. You'd never know at this particular point because I put all the weight back on. But yeah, 10 years ago, I had weight loss surgery. And what they don't tell you, maybe they did tell me and I was just too arrogant and too much of an a-hole myself. There's a high probability of alcoholism after the surgery. A very high probability. Yeah, very high.
Because you're more
susceptible to becoming the quickness of the drink, the quickness of the alcohol. Yeah. And so
that's happened to my friend.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she's eating just lollies. She just eats little tiny lollies because that's all they can eat. And then she's doing shots of vodka.
So you're taking in less food, therefore the alcohol. Okay.
Less food, and depending upon the surgery that you get, right? If I had the surgery where they removed part of the stomach, so now it's not just less food, but how quick it's going into your lower intestine, and once it hits there, it's like immediate absorption. So, like, if you were to just normally prior to, I could have had a drink and felt perfectly fine. But after the surgery, one drink, one shot, or one beer could literally make me feel like I had about 4 drinks. Wow. It was like And so it wasn't long, it was not long. So that surgery was in 2016 and the blackouts became faster. They became more frequent. I found myself in a relationship with a full-blown addict. But I was this particular man loved me so hard that he actually taught me what it was like to be loved, right? I came out of this abusive marriage, but he didn't love himself. He was a heroin addict. He would never admit that he was an alcoholic. He was actually anything he could get his hands on. And so I learned a lot about addiction really from seeing it firsthand in another way through him. And so it was
that's when you realized you had a problem too?
Yeah.
So seeing it on someone else?
Seeing him. And then in 2017, my father, right? So we're talking a whole year and a half after, my father ends up in the hospital. The father that I told you, was an alcoholic. He ends up in the hospital. His heart is pumping at 6%, and his body's dying. His liver and his kidneys were shutting down, and he had to face the choice between, in this like crazy invasive surgery or hospice. And so that was really at that particular time, like knowing and understanding that he was there on his deathbed because of drinking. That was really what made me start to look. So I had this like deeply traumatized addict I was living with, my father in the same breath dying, right? And then we fast forward a whole year later, my dad's life was saved, but I had a cousin who was just under a year younger than me literally die from alcoholism. So I had all of these things swirling around in my life that just said, this is not the life I want to live anymore.
Yeah. How hard was it to stop sobering?
I just celebrated my 6th year earlier this month, and I've been doing a lot of reflection. I don't know what it is about this year that was just different. And I made the realization that I have probably been trying to stop drinking for 10 years. But we try in these messed up ways. Yeah. We try.
9 years.
Yeah. We try to like moderate. We're like, I'm only going to drink on Friday and Saturday. I'm only going to drink wine. I'm only going to drink.
To say that's me.
Yes. This is sounding very familiar.
Hey, do you know me?
Well, that's the truth. Like, there was something that told me 10 years ago that this stuff ain't flying, right? And that's the me trying to moderate it, let alone when I want to admit to the arguments I was having with my ex-husband, right? How things would get gnarly and I I'd keep my mouth shut until I got so drunk, then I would just totally like lay into him about the
bottle
abuse.
It up and then let him have it.
Yeah.
That sounds like me. I do that sometimes too.
So it was hard. And that when I finally in 2019 was like, I'm going to give this a shot, I still relapsed twice that year. Right? Went an extended period of time and still relapsed.
It's just hearing your story from 8, it's just been part of you. Like it's been part of, it's almost your love language. When you said, I finished the drink for him, that to me was really interesting. Like, why would you finish the drink for him? But that's what you were doing. You were seeking it out, for wanting his approval or getting rid of the evidence for your dad.
Yeah.
A bit of both.
It's, I don't know that I ever looked at it of getting rid of the evidence, but yeah, it was, again, this acceptable thing. And I knew I shouldn't be I hid it, man. When I started to, like, one of my darkest little, like, moments is, I was probably 11 years old and I'd been drinking my dad's 5th of rum and refilling it with water. Jesus. And my brother, who was 5 years older than me, got in trouble for it. I thought that was great back then. I was like, yeah, go me. Look at that.
Oh, God.
So where is magic and witchcraft and all that kind of stuff come in with this journey?
Yeah. So I stepped into, I was raised Catholic, like I think so many folks in this world. And when I was 6, and went to Catholic school, mind you, like 13 years of school I went to. It's not just like raised Catholic, like went to Catholic school. And when I was 16, like the church just didn't feel right to me. I was 11 years old. I asked a priest if I could be an altar girl, and he refused. He said, not in my church. And I was horrified. What do you mean your church? I thought this was God's house, right? And so at the age of 16, I found myself in the very first metaphysical store, and something just felt different, right? Like you walk into a metaphysical store and it smells incredible, number one. And just the people behind the counter were kind, and there were things in there that I'd never read before, and my soul just sang to me. But we're talking in, 30 years ago, 1996, and you were still forced to kind of keep things quiet, right? And so I did. And the times that I would practice magic, or I would practice or step into my craft, was like, and it's funny, nowadays, I don't know that I ever would have called myself a baby witch back then. I don't know where this term comes from, but...
Well, we call it, witchling.
Witchling.
Well, it's
that.
But a lot of people calling themselves baby witches, and a lot of people not liking it. Yeah, I actually heard a whole lot of them talking about it on an Instagram post about it. I'm not a baby witch, and I just went witchling. Yeah. And they went, oh, we like that.
Yeah, witchling much better. I learned of the term neophyte, and I was like, that's more appropriate. And so I did throughout most of my, like, from the 16s through, 20 years old, even into my 30s, I did what I call this, like, reactive magic, right? Like I had a need and I would do it, right? I needed a boyfriend, right? Like, come on. Every first witch ever when they're younger is like, I need a man.
It was a love spell, yeah.
Following my God, to get their hair.
I need a raise.
Yes, I did.
Yeah, exactly. And so, it wasn't until I was in recovery and I stepped into recovery from AA. I sat in the tables of AA, 12-step program. And after 90 meetings in 90 days, I looked around and I said, what in the world am I going to do? I said, I don't want to go to a meeting every day. That's a lot. This is a huge time commitment. But what in the world can I do? And when I looked around at all the old timers, I realized that there was one thing they all had in common, and they all had like a spiritual belief that they were practicing, that they were engaged in, you know, whether this was church on Sundays or, you know, meeting with their church group. There was just this constant that I was watching. And so I had to step back and ask myself, what was that for me? And the reality is, it was my belief in my practice in witchcraft. That's what it had been. I mean, that's the thing that had spoken to my spirit and my soul for a long time. And I knew at that point that if I was going to continue to remain sober, I was going to continue to transform my life in a way and let go of like all of these things that had come up in that 90 days, right? Like no longer numbing for the first time and not relapse again.
You needed the goddess. You need the female.
Yeah.
The feminine to come and protect you like a mother. That's what the whole thing is, because there's all the male, and that's what all religions are. All religions are male.
Masculine, yeah. Absolutely.
All the masculine.
Yeah.
But I think this is something that we've learnt through our podcast as well, is that I think magic finds you. I think you both. See, this is fascinating for me that two psychics are talking to each other at the moment as well. This is something that I cannot get out of my head. That two psychics are talking to each other. So, what does that mean? In my mind, you're reading each other's mind right now, right? It's totally like a craft. You know, it's like, you know, this moment where you can hear each other's thoughts and all this kind of stuff. But you both have had a similar story. Michelle, you grew up, you know, with religion in your life. You questioned it. Yep. Your parents led you into that way. And then also with you, Sunshine, going through that thing of saying it just didn't feel right. So I think it's one of those things that, you know, what we've learnt over the time period of doing this podcast is that magic finds people or they find it, or however it works. It's just part of your life.
I couldn't agree more. And this is, you know, and Michelle, I don't know if you feel the same, but like when you start talking to spirit and you start exploring things like past lives, like I have seen enough of it to see that those of us that are drawn to magic and witchcraft and these more esoteric and occult go back through past lives where they have been deeply ingrained in some way, shape, or form throughout different lifetimes in these practices. Right. I've also seen where, and this is the crazy thing, like I said this to handfuls of folks, right? You know, I don't know what religion you grew up in, but Catholicism and many of these religions have such deep ritualistic and magical practices, right? It's like I had no problem with the concept of God. I had no problem with the concept of the Holy Spirit or the Trinity or any of these rituals. The only thing I always had an issue with was this hierarchy that existed, right? I mean, come on, there's nothing more beautiful than gathering with people than singing. I mean, like, what a glorious experience
That's what karaoke is. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
On Friday night when you're giving yourself that reward. So when you went back, I just wanted to, you know, when you do the past life, did you ever experience one with your father and then try and put that to this life, and how that sort of was continuing to grow? Because I did past life with my stepfather when I was about 16. I was having a lot of trouble with him, and, you know, a lot of banging doors and lots of I'm leaving, you know, that sort of stuff. And I know that that's the hormone and the time, but 16-year-old girl. But I also had all this other stuff that was going on in the church and lots of other things that were going on. And I actually did a past life progression, and I did go back to a time when I did have a life with my stepfather, and a lot of what was going on in this life was a continuation, and it was also a little bit of karma.
Right.
So I'm just wondering if you had a similar experience to that when you did your past lives, because often you will see people that you recognise, they look differently, but you recognise the soul as being, hey, that's my soul group. Because I've always said you'll meet someone and for some reason you are so drawn to them and you go, oh my God, like I know you. I don't know the look, but I know your soul, and I've known you forever.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You know, I love that you're asking me this. And I'll tell you, I haven't. Most of my past lives, I've gone back and explored, like the generational. I've gone back throughout our generations, right? And I've witnessed how extensive the addiction has been throughout our generational like patterns. I've seen what has perpetuated that just from our ancestral lineage, not from a past life perspective. But I'll, just a fair trigger warning for anyone that's listening. Recovery has shown to me that not only did I grow up in an alcoholic household, I grew up in a very abusive household. And I've had memories of abuse, including memories of sexual abuse, come up. And
that's confronting too, because that would be numbing. So a lot of the time we just numb it, we push it down, and then that makes you sick too. Because the more you push down your feelings, the sicker you get. That's where cancers come from and things like that. So, that whole realization that you're really brave to actually even come out and acknowledge it and admit. And then say, right, what am I going to do about it? Like I've now got to sort of sever relationships. I've got to, pick myself up. I've got to, And I mean, that in its turn is bravery, I think.
Oh, absolutely.
Really I thank you, because I believe that for any individual, that's, myself and every other individual that has ever stepped into the path of recovery, the first thing that they have to embody is courage. The very first thing, because, you're going to have to make changes in your life, to your behaviors, to the way that you think, to the way, the people that you keep around you, and the more we heal, like I would love to say you just heal and there's, check boxes and you're done.
Oh yeah, done. Perfect. Yep.
Yeah.
Tick, tick. No.
But no, the more
it's an everyday, everyday thing, which is
a choice. Every day you choose what you're going to be today.
Yeah, absolutely. We are on the hunt for a podcast sponsor. If you enjoy our weekly show and have a brand or business that you think your fellow witches should support, or get it out there, get the word out there, this could be exactly what you're looking for.
Definitely.
Now, the amount of times we're appearing in podcasts and social feeds each week is just getting bigger and bigger. I don't know why. It's probably the inappropriate stuff we say. You could jump on board with us and cook up some magic.
I agree.
Yeah. Affordable sponsorship options are available now. To find out more, just send us a message or email howtowitchpodcast@gmail.com.
Keeps us bitches on the air a bit longer.
That's it. Yeah, like a bitch on the air.
Yeah.
Maybe I would afford someone else to do the stars. It's just so mean.
We're not going to get anyone now.
No, they will. No.
Thanks. You just ruined our jet.
Please sponsor us so Michelle doesn't have to laugh away through the stars every day.
So what do you do for witches? How do they find you?
How do they find me? I sometimes ask, and I'm always curious. I did advertising for quite some time, right? But it can get costly to advertise. So that's one of the ways that a lot of people have found is back a year ago, I started hosting and leading these weekly recovery circles. And so I had a lot of people. I think the last time I checked, the ad, when I stopped it, had well over 6,000 clicks on it.
Nice.
Yeah. And we've had well over, not every click is going to lead to somebody actually signing up. Well over 400 people sign up over the course of the months that we ran that ad. But I find a lot of people now, because I've spent so much time writing, like the moment Spirit told me, and it was just last year, like I've been a professional psychic medium for the entire time I've been in recovery. That was the path that Spirit took me down. But it was a year ago I stepped out of corporate, and Spirit's like, "Are you ready?" And I'm like, "Okay, for what?" And they're like, "You're going to go help witches in recovery." And I was like, that is not what I thought I was stepping into, like, out of corporate for. But, so they find me through a lot of my articles. So people will literally do a search for, like, witches recovery or witches sober circle or witches meeting. And so a lot of them have found me through search. I'm trying now to get more active in social media with the shift into this.
I was going to say, social media would be really good, because when you do the AA, they always buddy you up. So they buddy you up with someone so that that is a bit more further along that's been in recovery. So, I mean, if witches are looking for something like that, maybe if you had it on your Instagram where they could buddy up system and where witches can like meet up witches to help with one another with recovery would be really great. If you could even have like people pay $3-4 as a subscription, God, get it out, a month, that would be helping you to source all that.
Yeah.
That would actually be a great way for people to find one another to help.
It's been really interesting. So in a lot of breaths, like people are familiar with that, but there is this thing that I've noticed, and maybe you'd be familiar with it, Michelle, as so many witches are solitary. Like they take a lot of pride in their solitary practice, and so they themselves are starting to learn how. So we do have a number of folks that come and gather regularly. I know there's a handful, like every now and again, I'll run into somebody else saying like, oh, I've heard of something like this local to me. But I don't know how to join. So I know there are bits and pieces that are out there, but, I've been trying my darndest to build it. And I'm hoping that that's what where we're able to go. I have to remind myself that it's been a year since I've been doing this. And it's a long time, but not a lot of time, right? So to know that we have helped and served as many, we have weekly on Monday nights, we have anywhere from, I've had as many as I think 27 folks on Circle. And on Fridays, we do it at noon. We've had as many as 12 on a Friday. Many of these folks are repeats, and we have more people joining. I lead a Facebook group too that's got like 2,600 in it. So yeah,
I was thinking something like that, like Facebook or Instagram, where they can find and they could have you can have these private chats on the side, and you could have like recovering that have been maybe 5-4 years that are there that they can have their own little, because it's just a matter of, I really want to drink and I really want to take that drink or drug or whatever it is, and if I can do a quick text and there's somebody that sees it and goes, hi, I can talk to you, and that would be a really great way to build it. Build it and know that's like a safe place.
Yeah, we've definitely have some of that.
Sit down and go, let's do a spell together instead.
Yes, absolutely.
Well,
let's do a prayer, let's do a spell.
Yeah, I mean, that's a lot of what we do. So not only do we gather in Circle, but I do, I have introduced monthly programming from like psychic development circles that we'll work on to, we do a spell crafting for recovery. So I have another woman that's been with me for a long time. She actually leads the spell work where she'll actually create, craft spells and teach people how to actually do it. We've got a sound healer that will, she'll actually host sound baths. She's also an EFT instructor, so she'll actually do tapping sessions and stuff for folks. And then my partner, who's also in recovery, is an artist. And so, he leads a creative alchemy for recovery where we actually gather and do artwork.
Oh, that'd be cool.
In order to kind of support and transmute, various different things that are coming up for folks. So
it's put it through out on your art.
Absolutely.
Feeling out on art rather than, Oh, wow.
Well, there is. I do want to see whether or not you can get anything from Michelle, because Michelle has never had a reading she reads every day, but has never had a reading for the last 10 years. Is that right?
Probably 15.
So I'm just going to let you guys do whatever you need to do. I don't know. Just turn it on, ladies. Come on, whatever. No, I'm kidding.
Well, the question is, Michelle, do you want a reading?
Yeah, I'd love one.
Okay.
I'd love to see where I'm going.
You'd love to see where you're going.
What am I up to?
Yeah, well, they actually say that, like, what I get right now is where you're going, you have a plan. Like, already. Like, you are detailed oriented in that. You don't actually operate very much so in, like, blindness. There's some people in life that have the ability to just kind of, like, I don't know, they throw all their stuff in a cup and could just shake it and take one out. I don't think that that's the type of individual you are. I think you actually have more of a plan. That's an interesting picture. They say that the challenge is that you erase it often. So you'll set something out.
Racist?
No, Jesus.
No.
God.
No.
Jehovah, Jesus. Holy shit.
So they showed me. They showed
wearing
me
black.
They showed me a whiteboard with like everything listed out, like, you know, what needs to happen and what needs to go. And then they literally cleared it all off to go start another plan. Right. You know, and let me ask why. Why does she do this? Interesting. They're showing me that you like oscillate in this place of too big, too little, too big, too little, too big, too little. Meaning you kind of look at what you want to do and what you want to achieve, and at some point you think it's too little, so you'll erase it and you'll create something bigger, and you'll be good and gung-ho. There is this piece, I don't know if you operate right now within your own energetic cycle, right? Do you do you currently plan around like the cycle of nature? Do you currently do your planning around your actual feminine cycle as well? Because if you were to go ahead.
Yes and no. I'm usually don't have time for plans because I'm too busy. I've just got to go. I've just got to do. So what you're seeing is I'd love to plan out my life, and you've erased it because I haven't got time to plan out my life. Mm-hmm. I just got to keep going. So all I do is I run on intuition everywhere.
But you do have a million things going on. I think that's what.
But I just download. I just basically go out in the morning, do 5 minutes download, and then that's it. Just go. I don't really think. I just let.
Yeah.
I don't really think.
I don't have time.
You
know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, you don't have a voice in your head, do you?
No, I don't.
No, it's I get. It's hard to not do
she's
that.
Thinking even less than I am.
Yeah. Well, goodness.
Yeah. No, I think what you're picking up is that I do have a plan, but then I erase it because I just think, no, I'll go with my gut. I think that's more like what it is.
Well, and
I just trust the process.
And that's part of it, though, is there is still a plan behind it, right? There's still, and so I think the individuals that are like us that lead more of an intuitive driven life where we allow spirit to take us where it needs to take us, the thing that's important that we have is not the clear vision of where we want to go. I'll put it to you this way. They're reminding me of something recently that came up, and maybe you'll relate to this. You know, I look back, I told you, for some odd reason, this last month has been so deeply reflective of me. Like I've just been in the feels of the past in just ways that I never would have, and just unbelievably. And so I made this realization when I started in recovery, and a lot of the work, the magical work that I was doing, it was this deeply alchemical work. And, you know, you'd have this, they teach you in magic, it's the intention, and you got to do visualization and picture where you want to go. And I'm looking back now and realizing like none of the pictures, so to speak, happened, but all of the feelings did. Right? The way that I felt about things, the embodiment of it, the feelings of it. And so it's important that whatever this plan is, you know, whatever that big vision is that you have, that you've anchored yourself in to that, to what the way that you want to feel in the path moving forward. So that intuition will always lead you in the right path if you know and understand the embodiment that you want to have in the future. Whether it's an embodiment of, just undying love. Like maybe it's there's this gross feeling of love sometimes where you're like ushy gushy. It's like disgustingly, amazingly, grossly good. There can be, you want to feel like you're powerful and a goddess, whatever that is that you're anchored in. And I don't think that changes for you. But that doesn't mean that all of the other stuff on the outside can't change how your intuition will have you take action. Let me see. Is there a particular reason that we're showing her the whiteboard?
Probably to put down all the chores so my lazy bastard kids can do some work, I would say. And I'd say they're coming along and wiping it off and going, nah, not doing that.
Yeah.
would say that too. But yeah, I think the board is more about slowing down and putting things down. I think, because I'm always the one to tell everyone about a vision board. I love my vision boards, and I think that may be what it is. I haven't done it for a while, but I often tell people to do vision boards, and I think, practice what you preach is sort of coming in a little bit here as well. But yeah, October is a crazy month for me.
Every witch is like an absolute mad woman in October. I don't know a single one of us that aren't. They'll tell me there's something particular, and I don't know if you know exactly what it is right now, or if this is something I'm getting nods more so that's probably going to come into like more solid knowing here in the next like 3 weeks. Especially if you give yourself some space after October, right, to be able to actually have this download come through. It's going to require a plan. You would be failing yourself to not actually put it down.
She's picking up on my new shop.
New shop.
Yeah, because I've got 3 weeks. My plan, I have 3 weeks after the 31st of October to get it up and running.
Yeah, then you need, that's exactly what it is. Like, you need to actually sit down, and all it takes is literally 30 minutes to put a to-do list, an action plan together. But if you don't gift yourself that time, the energetic you will be opening that up with is not the energetic that you want to be running that store with. Do you understand what I mean by that?
I've got an idea of what I want, and it has to look like that. And I think what you were picking up on is intuitively I know what I want, but by putting it down, I can actually follow a plan to get it up and running.
You can also say that's not important anymore too, right? When you have something on a list and you see it and actually written down, it takes a different energetic to it now.
You can out of your mind.
Yeah. And you could say, you know what, that's no longer important, right? I actually don't need to do that.
But we do that when we do spell work. Once we've done it, we've written it down, we've burnt it, we've buried it. It's up to the earth then to carry it. That's what I always do.
Yeah.
I put that out. I've done it now. I've done my work. And I just let the universe do its thing.
Yeah. Oh. So a store, what kind of store are you opening?
A witch store.
So she has one at the moment, but she's going to be opening a second one.
A second location? Nice.
Well, it's actually on the same location, but on the other side. So, it's So it's just finished being painted black. So
Appropriately,
everything's black, and so it'll just have all the books for, witchcraft, everything witchy in it. So it's
nice.
Sages and crystals and tarot and everything that I love. And you probably love too.
Oh, God, man.
And the problem is I've got gin in my store.
Oh, yes.
You wouldn't have that in yours.
No.
I've got a magical gin.
No, I don't. There was, when I published my first book this past spring and then did this like book tour throughout the summer. And so I hit up within 5-hour drive. I don't even know how many metaphysical stores. I don't know, 25, 30. And boy, was that fun.
Meeting everyone would be.
Meeting everybody, seeing all these stores, seeing how they've decorated them, seeing all the different product and what they've sourced or wholesaled into it. Finding the unique things. That was like really, really fascinating. And I loved that a lot. So,
yeah. Well, that's what I want to do, more of my own product on the other side. So that's going to be a lot of fun. So that's going to be a lot of planning because I'm starting to do goddess kits and things like that, which will be a lot more fun. At the moment, I just do candles and teas and wands, and I do quite a bit, but I want to add more, which is fun.
Best of luck to that, because, it would be so much fun and such a distraction in the same breath.
Yeah.
Oh, look, thank you so much for your time, Sunshine. It's been a pleasure to speak to you. Absolute pleasure.
Love to stock your books if you send them over.
Oh, yes. Stock it in Australia.
Yeah.
I will definitely, I can absolutely look to see how much it costs. I have a number of them, but I'm also on Ingram Sparks. I don't know if you're familiar, but I think you might be able to order them directly wholesale there.
Okay.
Awesome.
Oh, well, we'll talk after this then.
Yeah.
Send me all the deets.
Yeah, absolutely.
The details, yeah.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for joining us. It's been fascinating.
Oh, thanks for having me.
Well, that was very interesting.
It was fun.
It was good.
Being good, getting read too, that was fun.
Yes.
I know. And I am. I just go.
I think you will figure out more about what she was saying after you leave today. I think you will.
Definitely. Well, October's crazy for us.
You just keep on making excuses the entire time. Are you not listening to yourself?
I am listening to myself.
No.
She was correct.
She's correct, but you just keep on saying,
Yeah, no. She said 3 weeks' time. That's what she said. In 3 weeks' time, you're doing something where everything solidifies, and that's the store. But you want to sit down and write everything down and not just go completely on intuition, which is exactly what I was planning to do. So she was very correct in what she was saying. It's what I'm saying.
I think she's also saying that there's a lot, too much going on. As you continue to laugh and talk over the top.
Well, I can't stop my life.
No, neither can I.
That's it. You can't. You cannot be yourself.
That'd be hilarious, wouldn't it? People will die.
That's it.
Oh, all right. Read the stars.
Okay, Aries. So this week your focus turns towards personal growth. Oh, fuck off.
Is that you? Yeah. Oh, there you go. Oh, my gosh.
I'm even telling myself.
You're actually doing the stars for yourself. Keep going.
And a lot of development. Yeah.
Keep going.
Okay, so new ideas and plans are forming. Embrace the divine changes that align with long-term goals. That is correctamundo. Taurus, you may find yourself delving into financial matters. It is an excellent time for you to review your budget and consider new strategies for managing and growing your resources. Gemini, this week is all about concentration for communication and flowing or going with the flow a little bit more. There are certainly new opportunities coming for you, so look at networking as well. Stay open to collaborations and also enhance your social life. Ooh, wish I was a Gemini. Cancer, your career and public persona are in the spotlight at the moment, so it's a great time to pursue opportunities and establish stronger professional relationships. Leo, this week encourages exploration and learning, so broaden your horizons through study and travel, and this will also bring some fulfillment for you and new perspectives. Virgo, this week is perfect for deepening intimacy.
That's me.
And trust in relationships.
Okay, that sounds all right.
Pay attention to shared resources and ensure fairness in all dealings. I reckon that's with your boys.
What's that?
Oh, because it's reminding me. Okay, so I was in my bed last night and I had two little girls in there. Well, they're not little anymore, but they were talking about when they were little and how one used to do something and blame the other one, and I always used to take the little one's side. And I
don't know what you're talking about.
And now
don't know what you're talking about.
And now, on reflection, I look back and went, "Oh God, that was true." And so they finally admitted, the little buggers, what they were getting up to.
That's hilarious. Yes, I do have two sons, and one is my baby, and the other one is taller than me.
Exactly.
Okay, yeah, all right. Keep reading.
So something's going to happen this week. Just remember this conversation,
all right,
and you'll laugh. We'll come back to that one. That is so funny. Okay, Libra. The focus is on partnerships, whether in business or personal. Strengthening bonds and finding balance in commitment will bring you some harmony. Scorpio, prioritise your health and well-being. This week prompts you to establish better habits and routines that will nurture both your body and mind. Sagittarius, a creative flow and even romance is in the air for Saggies. Ooh. Encourage with activities that ignite your passion and enhance your senses for joy and self-expression. Capricorn, attention comes to the home and family, so it's an ideal to strengthen that, especially in your domestic foundation, and address any outstanding issues with loved ones. Aquarius, this week is to focus on communication and learning. It's a great time to encourage discussions, shared ideas, and expand your knowledge base. Pisces is great for financials. Ooh, so boosting this week may be a promotion coming in.
Ooh.
So review your investments and seek opportunities that align with your values. There we go, the stars for the week.
And happy
Halloween!
Woodwork Podcasts.